morning. Right from when I was first working as a business coach, there were a couple of things that really surprised me. I started to hear about how lonely it was to be in business for yourself. I was certainly feeling it for myself. I call it that staring at a blank wall waiting for the phone to ring feeling. But the other one was that I was hearing about confidence, and that not all business people are full of confidence. So the next couple of weeks I want to share with you some ideas around how to combat loneliness, business loneliness, and confidence, and to build confidence. So this week, business loneliness. Now, from what I hear, it isn't just exclusive to somebody who's just starting up their business. This exists for managing directors as well. It can be really lonely at the top. It's a phrase, it's a cliche, isn't it? But it doesn't make it not true. And I hear it quoted all the time. But there are things you can do, probably not to get rid of it altogether, but to manage it and to minimize it so that it doesn't seriously impact the way that you do business. If you do combat it, you can make a big difference to your output and your achievement. So I've got 5 ideas of things that you can do now. So the first is to find somewhere to go networking. Oh my goodness, I can hear you saying, I don't want to do that right now. But the truth is, there's every kind of group out there. There's Institute of Directors if you're at lofty heights. There are free groups that are just very local, even in your local pub or meeting room. They can cost you a lot of money, but you can find ones that are free as well. And you might be surprised at what you find when you get there. So my challenge on that one is to say, well, actually, don't write it off until you've tried maybe three different groups, different types, at least once, preferably 2 or 3 times. And you may just find that you start to meet some new people and that makes a difference. So the second one is to think about going and using co-working space. Now these are popping up all over the place. Personally, I use something called the Growth Hub at our university. It's completely free to use, there's even free coffee. But it just means it gets you out of the house. And even if you sit and work on your own, it's surprising how you find yourself just having a chat with someone and you just feel different because you're working in a different environment. You will be able to find somewhere, some that you pay for, some that you don't, but you will be able to find somewhere locally. So if generally you're working from home, think about at least 1 day a week, go and work somewhere else. So that now this next one, you're going to say, oh, well, she would say that, wouldn't she? I'm going to say, find yourself a mentor, or dare I say it, a business coach. Now, this is something that often we have to put our pride to one side because particularly when we're new in a position or we've just started our own business, we think we've got to do it all for ourselves. But the truth is, this is a habit that very successful people are very used to. I like the fact that Richard Branson is very public about the fact that he had always, when he was running the business, he always had 5 or 6 mentors that he spoke to on a regular basis. We see Lord Sugar in action with that on TV, and that's real. He does take the advice of others and listens to others' opinions around him. And inevitably come back to tennis. And the fact that tennis players these days have a team, they have often more than one coach, Andy Murray, and dare I say it, Carl Edmund, with all his success recently. They have that support around them, and it makes a difference. John McEnroe famously talks about how lonely it was to tour when he was number 1. It was, in fact, he says it was the loneliest year of his life. He toured on his own. It must have been awful. So, find yourself a mentor or a business coach, someone that's independent and doesn't have a vested interest in the outputs you're coming up with, but will listen and share and draw out your ideas and challenge you. So next, byproduct of going networking, book some one-to-ones. Just pick somebody. They may be the wrong person, it doesn't matter. You just arrange to have a coffee with them, 45 minutes, no more. You chat about your business for 20 minutes, they chat about theirs for 20 minutes. You might find some common interest, some common way that you can help each other or not. If it doesn't work, you walk away, you don't ever have to see them again. But it might lead on to something else. It's an easy enough thing to do. Of course, with these things, it's easy enough not to do as well. Just put in that bit of effort. And if all those seem a bit too much, a bit too free and easy and not structured enough for you, well, book yourself on a course or a seminar. You can pay a small fortune for one, but you can actually find quite a lot of them free as well. So just find something to go along to. And even if you do no more than just talk to the person sitting next to you, make yourself talk to the person sitting next to you. A group I was working with recently, I was the lecturer, but they actually within 3 hours of sitting in a seminar room together, they were doing business with one another. There were all sorts of deals going on, and I know some good friendships have been formed there. So my challenge to you today is to take one of the suggestions and take action. Networking, working in a co-working space, finding a mentor or a coach, setting up a one-to-one, or going on a course or seminar. If you take the plunge, you'll feel the benefit.